Hello, hello. That's gonna bug me. It just wasn't straight. Good enough, innit? Um, round six. Exciting stuff. I'm somewhat scared, but it is what it is. Um, Playing against him. Um, let's go on opening tree. The chess name is white. Everything. See what he does. You can't really tell. Okay, whatever. So we'll start with the E pawn. Start with the E pawn. I'll start with my perk. What is D4? He only played once. I'll say he'll go with D4, which I reckon we'll reach a similar structure. It's nothing. He doesn't play enough games. Right. Scratch that. We will... Can't do that. So let's go on the analysis board. Check the books. Lichess is white. So E4. Let's flip the board. Not going well. He will either go F3 or D4. Say D4. That. I don't know. What is the best course of action? To just take this. Is that... It's just the only winning move, actually. And then he goes there, develops, and I just move back. Let's protect that. But let's say he castles. Yeah, I would just... So just keep an eye on being able to just take this pawn right away. Okay. I go there, he goes there. Maybe not, maybe he goes there. E5. Take. That's not good. I'd be surprised if he didn't take. But then... How is that? Okay, let's hope we don't get to that. This will happen. Book move. Most likely NC3 to defend E4. At which point, I'll do G6. Because that's just how I roll. Knight F3. I wouldn't be surprised if he does that. At which point I develop normally, and that's the best engine move. Here, the engine says, and I think he would have prepared either bishop E2, bishop E3. So either this or this. So let's do this first. At which point the best move for me is to castle. And then he obviously develops. That's the best move for him anyway. And I go into a King's Indian with D7. Okay. I think... Yeah, it's just what it is. Let's just do some puzzles. I don't think I can prepare well enough for especially someone who... I can't analyze their games. I guess they can analyze mine, but is what it is. Let's actually do some puzzle storm. No. Nope. The check. He moves. Wow. That's probably a bit easier, to be fair. Why can't I see? Oh, I'm muddling up. It's not great. Okay. H5? Nope. What was it? Take. Well. That didn't go well. That's a good sign. Why? Why not there? Because he can just block me. Yeah, okay. 10 minutes. And it's not going well. That's cool. The check pin. Can't take my queen. I'll take, so no. Or I can just take my queen. So I take that, he takes my queen. Check. Wow. Brain really isn't braining, is it? There, double check. What then? Yeah, no. Wow. Okay. I think I'm just overthinking everything right now. Wow. Check. Take, go back, take. Nope. Take. Check. Take, check. Or check. Takes. I think. Nope. Just trust myself, man. Just trust it. Just trust. Just trust. Not that difficult. Just trust. Push. Nope. Nope. And then we break this open. There. Well, that's not going too well. Takes. Oh, cool. Alright. Put pressure. Okay. Fine. Oh, that was a blunder, right? Ah! Well. Ah! Okay. I don't know what happened. It's not a good game. It's not gonna be so good. God damn it. Oh, it'll be fine. I'm overthinking it so much, and I don't know why. I don't know why. Everything should be fine. It's literally round 6. We're halfway through the. We're over halfway through the league. This game. I don't know what's up. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it so far. Yeah, I don't know. I shouldn't be seeing these as this much stress. There's no reason for it. They're just more fun scheduled games with something for me to compare to next season. I think I've just taken it a bit more to heart for some reason, and I need to somehow figure out how to not. I think I've been focusing too much on the number again, whether I win or lose or whatever, rather than am I having fun. I want to try a different opening with white, either the London or something with E4 instead of D4 now. Just change it up. I think I need to start having fun again. And not just looking whether I win or lose. Just play the next game. And I feel like I've kind of lost that now. And the win or the loss has taken priority, which is really silly because it's not as if I'm playing for cash tournaments or I'm even playing in some major leagues or anything. playing what in a fun league game for fun um, that I could literally just withdraw from and nothing would happen. Just might as well play and do what I can. Yeah. 3 minutes. I mean, that killed some time, hasn't it? Yeah. I'm gonna go get some more water. It's 3 minutes. Only one thing to do. Just play and play. I was supposed to be doing deflection this week. Deflection. Wait. Oh. Right, let's see a few cents over. Is that different? Um, winning the rook. I think you noticed that it's rated. Oh, casual. Yep. E4. Question is, will he go D4? Okay. So far, everything's nice. F6. He pushes, I take, he takes. He pushes, I move. He takes, I take. Yep. It's fine. Next move. Oh, well, that's a bit rude. Maybe there, targeting F7. Yep. Just fine. Gives me time to do this. He jumps. I do that. And a rook and a pawn for two of these should be fine. If he jumps, he hops. I castle. I take. He takes. I move. I win one. That's the idea. I want to try and make the first couple of moves a bit quicker. As long as he doesn't go D3 to defend E4, that's fine. Still following my idea. Oh, okay. So, I got E4. He takes. I push. Oh, okay. I take. That's the idea. What if he goes queen there? Or rook? Do I take? Maybe? Or we don't go there. Because then it's too easy for him to double up. I think the best idea would be to go back. I've got a pawn and I move back. Like, let's say he's attacking me. Here, I take. He can only take the B pawn, opening up his bishop, but that bishop doesn't really do anything. And I've got this open for my bishop. Or he takes, I go there, d3 to defend this, I take, he takes. And his bishop is there. That's defended. And then I can go d7, c5, but then that's kind of worrying. We'll see. If he takes, I go with the idea of pawn d5 to fork, and then most likely he'll move his bishop back to defend the knight. I take his knight. He takes my pawn. Otherwise, maybe I just move back and just continue the game? How would I continue it from here? Knight d7. Pawn e5. Does these? Guess he can. But then, so he can't. Okay, and then d3. I mean, yeah, because if he goes, and I don't care for this bishop. So he goes there. I take. He could take. Doesn't matter. Yep. Takes me there. And what now? d6, d7, knight d7. Blocking my bishop in, and I can't really move him unless I move c6. Can't really attack him easily, can I? There, take. I'm opening myself up some no. Could go there, sack. I did not plan this far ahead. Turns out I need to check this position more. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm thinking knight d7. Then I have to move pawn c6 in order to open my bishop up. Why do I even... a6? He just moves. Thinking about it too much. I think I go there, he moves, maybe not. Just principles. No, bishop somehow. Probably by c6, b6 or b5, then a6. I'm just thinking about this now. But this can come later. Then even potentially e7 now, leaving this bishop for now. e7 so that I mean, if he ever pushes this pawn, I can take. I guess he can retake. But I think my idea is to push c5 eventually. So I think e5 to take control. And then I guess if he moves, then I take... I just want to try and... Opening, principles, don't sweat it, don't sweat it, don't overthink it. Just take control of the middle. Take control of the center. I've got this. As soon as he moves, I take. I guess I've got c5 now, but it's not really supported, and I don't want to move that there, even that there to attack the bishop. Yeah. If I go, he takes, I take, he takes, I take, he takes, I take. Wow. Anything else? That there, that there, that there. Take, take. He needs to move his bishop. We're just going into a proper open game right away. I like my knight. I feel like I'm getting better with forks. I'll just take. It's my queen. I don't need to take. Right, so I go there. Why wouldn't I though? He moves there. C5, he takes A5, Queen A5 to, and my knight's still protected, and then I'll go into F6 eventually. Maybe. Okay. That there, he'll take, I think. What if he pushes? I unpin my queen anyway. And I think on B6. Take, take. I think I do that. I think C6. But I don't retake right away. I reckon he'll take, but because then my knight is still protected. And he can't jump in here because I've got my bishop looking. So if he takes, what if he doesn't take? What if he doesn't take at all? I unpin my queen anyway. Just so I can move my knight onto F6 and attack that bishop. And then as soon as I can attack that bishop, and I moved him away, if he goes there. So what? I take. He's got 2 defending it. Yeah. This is worrying. I can just move my rook over to E8, I think. It will take. Then I've got this push. But I've opened up my queen. I don't know whether queen A5, A7, B6, or A5 would be better. I mean, if he takes, not B6, because I'm forced to retake with my queen. And I feel like I'd rather retake with the knight. I think that answers it. I go into A5. He takes. I retake with my knight. He would take with his bishop. I would take with my queen. I've still got this this bishop looking at this diagonal. Oh boy, he has this queen. But that's I'm not taking this at any point though. And I guess if I am, I would go on B6. But I'm not taking that. That pawn there on C5 is there to stay. For now. And then I go there. He takes. I mean, and then I take. Yeah. What if he goes here? I mean, that's fine. I'd take, don't I? Oh god. I take, he takes, I move my knight. Doesn't work, does it? Unless I take, he takes, I move my knight here. No, and because then I don't have this bishop defending d4 anymore. And I think if he takes on a trade, and then I've got a bishop pair and the dark squared bishop, and he doesn't have the dark squared bishop, I don't want to take b2 yet because he's looking at e4. He would be able to target this twice, but I guess I could go e2. It just doesn't work. I don't think, because he'd have eventually this. Right. Move 11 is where I make massive mistake. This might have been a massive mistake. Probably. Like, what happens if he goes d2? The bishop d2. Right. Take. That's fine. That's not what I'm going for. I'm attacking his bishop. Where can he go? He can go there to f5. No, he can't. d5. Then I take here and I'm threatening both bishops. So no. d3. And then I could potentially move my... No, not onto d5 because what's the point? I guess to trade the bishop. I think I want to move my knight onto f6. And I know that's me moving it twice, but this opens up my light squared bishop. Which I still need to defend that b7 square, which I don't if I can get rid of that bishop there. Yeah. What now then? You can go here, targeting that. b5, targeting this. I want to go into d8, so then I pinned his bishop and he can't take. Or I move my pawn onto b5. I mean, b5. What's the next move there? Take. I just want to... Rook maybe d8. What would the engine say? It's looking at it twice. And I'm developing, and I'm opening up my rooks. I think the engine would say e6. And then he goes g5, I take on here. And then I've just pinned the bishop to my queen. No. b5? If he can't take because it's protected, but then queen here, c2. the only move. And then I can bring my rook in. Take. Oh no, because then he's here. E5, D5. Oh, sorry. Pawn E6, D5. I think pawn B5 makes sense, right? Because I guess then he can... I reckon he will move his queen onto E2. But what's wrong with it? He can't move there to attack that because I'm defending it. Can he pin it? He can? By going there. But I'm just going to move onto E8 and then I'll have an open file, right? I think pawn B5 makes sense. It makes sense. It's defended. It wasn't defending anything. It makes sense. I don't know how I've gotten so close to this time now. I thought I had a time advantage. At least somewhat. Bishop G5. I think I'd want to push my pawn up here anyway. What if he takes? What if he takes? Then I swing my bishop in and pin his bishop. First queen. Yes. Yeah. I think. D5, then? I don't know. And then my bishop F5 to attack. Yeah, I think if he takes, I move here, pin that, and then put pressure on it. Right. From an average, what were the stats? From move 16, 39% of forks get missed. From move 16 to like forks and pins. This is my pin right here. This is my pin. This is literally made in heaven. And then I move on to F5 and attack that bishop. Because there's no pawns that can defend it. His queen is, but I attack and that's protected. If I push this pawn up, then it'll just take, and then I can't even take on C5. Still got this at some point. What about moving to E4? I guess I would lose. I would lose a lot, right? I would lose both my rooks. I think in that exchange, I would lose both my rooks and a knight in exchange for queen and a rook, which 3. Which is a rook? 5. 5, 10, 13, or 9. I think 9 and 5, 14. Yeah, I think. But is he a threat there? Is he doing anything? Or is he just looking pretty? Like, what's the plan after that? If I do move the knight onto e4, I don't think there is a plan. I think the most logical thing, the most principled thing, is bishop to f5, targeting this bishop on d3 and connecting my rooks. He takes, I take, stuff happens, whatever. I think that makes the most sense. He's a pawn up. Forks this, but he's looking at it. Forks I can get to there. Oh, sorry. F. Okay. I can't, because it'll just take. Can I move back? I can. I can move back here to still defend this pawn. And he can't really do much, right? I mean, even if I don't defend this pawn, he takes. I just need to make sure that I'm not. It's either a6 or c7. So what happens on c7? I'm targeting h2, but my black bishop is a bit stuck. And I can't really get to g4 unless I sack. Take, move. Bit dubious, isn't it? That's c7. I think a6. I mean, he can't move. Because I'll take. He's pinned. That's. I think c7 makes the most sense. a6. And then that allows me to move my pawn to a6 at some other point. I'm not blocking anything in. In fact, I'm on a rank. Yeah. A rank up. I guess he can move there, but I can take him, so that's fine. There's no forks. No pins. Yeah, I think c7. a6. I guess I was pinning this pawn, but what? I move a6. He could take. I mean, I guess he takes my pawn. See, that is sneaky. a6 was a bad move. a6 was a bad move. Okay, well, that's good to know. Yep, a6 was bad. It definitely was. a6 was a blunder, right? Because I'm self-pinning. He then takes this pawn here and, yeah, unpinned himself. Oh, then I take the queen, but he takes me, and I take a rook. He takes my rook. I take his bishop. I don't know. What makes more sense now? Can I... Right. What was it protecting? What's protecting that anyway? Knight d4, targeting c3. No. He's targeting my knight now, but that's fine. I'd trade for the bishop any day. And he won't, because then he would be on pinning. He's gonna... I need to go a6 with my pawn. Then he'll move here. Take, take, take. While this is still on. This doesn't make sense either, because he just... This makes even less sense. I think pawn a6 to defend this. What about queen b7? He pushes. He pushes, and then it doesn't work. I think... No, because he would just do this. d5, take, either c3 or b4. d5, take, no. Protect. But as soon as I protect with a6, I reckon he'll go c4. And then I definitely can't move. What about... Oh, no, that doesn't work, right? Because he has two pieces attacking it. I don't have anything to defend. I need to move my knight out first. Then as soon as I do, he'll just attack my bishop. And I've lost my strong bishop. I take, he takes. It's kind of a pickle now, isn't it? F4 to target this, but I'm not. No. Nope. 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 Can't really get rid of it, can I? A5? Take? No. And I've got B5 to worry about. I need to get rid of that bishop. And I don't know what works and what doesn't. I move my knight D5. He's free to do this. What about H5? And then H5, he takes my bishop. I take his. He takes my pawn. Can't take my pawn anymore. There. I don't have my dark squared bishop anymore, though. I kind of want it. E5. He just takes with his bishop. Does D5 do? I mean, it stops me. And then C3, and I'm attacking this, but... F5. Bishop F5, he just takes, and I have to take with this one. I think maybe knight h5 and then knight f4 to target this. What if he just takes? Take. Hmm. Then take. Hmm. Nothing's working. Let's start again. I take. He's defending it twice, so no. I move then. He just takes my bishop. I take him. He moves his pawn down. I move on to f4 to target. Is there anything else he can do? Move there. He takes my b5 pawn. I move on to c3 and win the pawn back. I have to say goodbye to the bishop, I think. I don't know. It's fine. Everything is fine. Take it slow. He wins this pawn. I win his bishop. He wins my bishop. I fork his queen and his pawn. He moves on to e2. I officially cry. You can't move on to e. No, I can because I'm here. Wait. At one point in all that, my rook is looking at his queen. Okay. He moves here to target my queen. I move. I don't know. D5, D7, or B7, or even B8. Or I take, and then I take, and then I take. What if nothing happens? He moves here. Target this. I mean, it's protected, so never mind. I take this pawn. He moves. I take this pawn. He moves. I take. He has to take my bishop. I think. At which point I take with my king. And then he can't take my pawn. My pawn is still protected because there is this semi-pin. That makes sense. Right? Otherwise, my knight goes onto here. Onto f4, targeting this bishop. I think that makes sense. I still have bishop to f5 to target this bishop here. That way. Take, take. Moves the queen. Not there, because this is a fork. Take, take. He has a free move. D3. To target this and that. So that's a fork. F4. Knight to f4 to target this bishop. He moves to e1. I go on to f5. Bishop f5. I think. Suppose e3. Yep. What now? Can't take. That's a fork. D7. He moves there. I'm with f4. And fight for that. Protected. Was there a point where this was fine? No, because of this knight here. There's nothing. Maybe this would have worked. Then you take, push, e3. Yeah, no. So now I'm either gunning for c3, that pawn, or f4 to re-establish that pin. What if he moves his queen? Then I just oh no. What if he moves his queen to like c1 or c2? Or b3? b3, I defend my knight with my bishop. I think. Yeah, okay. What does that do? I'm still attacking that bishop, right? He can't get me. What is wrong with this move? What is wrong with this? There has to be something wrong. What's wrong with this? He moves g2, but then I take with rook. I don't know. Alright, play quick. He seems to be not struggling, but in a complicated position. Maybe even queen d7? No. I've got this bishop here to attack d3 at some point. He can't take because of this pin. He moves over to c2. I take with my knight, and then he moves his rook there. Or this rook there. Right, let's imagine that. He goes there. I take with my rook. He moves his rook. I take. He takes. Open file. Oh, he has the open file anyway. I then go into bishop f5. I can go bishop f5. So that then. Oh, so he moves like c2 or b2 or something, or c1 to still defend this. But I mean, he doesn't need to defend it anymore. But surely he wants to unpin himself. And as soon as he does, I want to capture with... I mean, it doesn't matter. I can... Where can he... Is anything forkable? He goes there. I can take. He goes there. Takes. He's taking my queen. There. There. And move over. Oh, but as soon as I move, that's not being protected. The move. Oh no, it is. But this pawn. Okay. I move. He takes. I need to move my queen. E7, G5. And then there. And win. That makes sense. Push. He'll take. Yeah, and then... Oh, I'll target this, but I'll be... I think that makes sense. What if he goes on to E6? Nope. F5? Nope. Where can he go? Okay. He'll go B5. Win that pawn. Fine. It's fine. Because then I go E7 and then G5, defending this again, I think. I'll go on to B5. Right, that makes sense. You're attacking my queen, gaining a tempo, and you're winning a pawn. That's mate. And I'm threatening C6. C6. What if he goes there? Then I take. He takes. I take. He takes. Pawn. Bishop attacking that. Yeah. All right. Okay. So queen c6 to attack this knight. I think. No, that makes sense, right? What if he goes onto c2? No reason for him to. I win the bishop. B5 makes the most sense. And then I go c6, attacking this, but first I'd win that bishop. There. Wait, there. Maybe push? But no, then that's mate. In which case, okay. So he would... This makes sense. Why would he not do this? Why would he not move his knight onto b5? No. Bishop. Maybe. then I just win his knight. Do it in order! Oh, it'd be nice if I could just keep this knight, though. There. Take. There. Take. There. Or there. H3 is a check, but then I'm just kind of stuck. Yeah, no, that doesn't make sense. I take, he'll just take here. Doesn't make sense. By all accounts, this does not make sense. I need to take his bishop. And then he takes. What if he goes here? Then I move on to c6. Oh, okay. I take. He moves there. Yeah, no, because as soon as he moves, so he'll retake. And surely he'd rather have a knight. And then I win this. And then he wins that. And then b7, c6, and there? Surely he'll take. If he doesn't, why wouldn't he? He goes there. No. There? No. No. And then he retakes with his pawn. At which point I target his queen. Target his queen. He goes there. So maybe I want to defend this first. I want to defend it with C. I want to defend it with C6 first. What if he moves down? Then I just take. Is there anything I'm missing? He moves, I just take. He moves onto an open file. I move there, I think, next. You can't take it. I think. Do I trade my queen? I think I trade my queens off, right? Because I'm up a bishop. I think. There, take. Maybe do I even sack this pawn? Take. Not sack, I guess. Just play it slow. I'm defending. I'm threatening to attack. I move my bishop here. I'm connecting my rooks and threatening a mate. So he needs to move down this pawn, which will be fine. Because that's when I go a5, and then if he takes, I take. Otherwise, I take anyway. Oh, God. And then I push it. If he ever takes, I can take. Okay. I think. Where can he go? Can I flip the board? What's looking good? This is dangerous. I want to block it. D5 attacks, but it doesn't. Do I want to go with D7, connect my rooks? No, because then he threatens D5 with check. That's what he's doing. That's what he's done. Okay. Now my king is pinned. So I need to move my king in some way. Because as soon as if I don't, then he moves here and attacks my queen. Don't want that. So I need to move my king away. Or even push a pawn up. Is there anything negative in this? If he pushes this, I can just take with the rook. Do I push or do I move away? Yeah, but that will take him a while. Maybe this? Can he attack me somehow with his queen? Let's move now. So if needs be, I want to connect my rooks up. See, now A5 doesn't work because he's defending it. But I think bishop B7, targeting that G2 square with my queen, works. Still works. Even having the rook there, it's him pushing that pawn down. That could ruin it. Oh, no, yeah. There. What's up with that? Anything? Not as far as I can see. And then, but now F2. Oh, no, that's protected. Okay. But I can move my rook to E8 and then win the file. He moves here. I move E8. And then he either has to move away. This is the only move, right? I mean, I guess this, but I just take this because it's protected by his queen. Can I take there? Potentially. Yeah, because then his queen has to stay there. Yep. So now I attack on A5. Because his queen can't defend here. So this plan is back on the table. Then what? Move back to A8? I mean, if he doesn't take, what can he do? Move to E5, and that gets defended, but I can just... I think E8 works as well, but I need to take on B4, and if I take on B4, I then take F3. What's wrong with sack? Oh, I hate this. What's wrong with sacking the rook here? Take. I win the pawn. Where can he move from here? There. Check. Take. Yeah, okay. Take. Take the pawn there. But he just wins my rook that way. What about moving this pawn up? Then take. And then if I guess if he goes there, I can take. Alright, well, I've done it now. He takes, he's targeting this, but I've got... Take. Check. Moves that way. Oh, I can't even move there then, but check. I need a way. Oh, it's my turn. What? No point rushing. Takes, I take, he pushes. I can take, because that's still protected. In fact, moves, take. As soon as he moves his queen, I can just take on F3, which he's defending now. So he can move his queen away somewhere else. Do I... Where's he gonna move his queen now? I move there. Then, looking at that. So what? I just move the bishop. I win the rook. Because that's a pin. What can he do? He can't check. Slowly. There. Nope. You can move there. Or there. Or there. I mean, there as well. Either way, he loses his rook. And then I can get his pawn. And I just play slow. Because then I tried to get the d4 pawn. Can I trade my queens? Somehow. Maybe this would have been better. Then take. No. Can't take. There to target this pawn. Take. I then move my queen there to defend this. So I take him instantly. He takes me back. Yeah. And then I move my queen. I think a4. b5 to target him. But I'll go on e2. Target the queen. So I'm able to attack as well here. Yeah, I think d5. So attack him, defend that, win. I mean, what if I go what if I take with the queen? I take with the queen and then move my pawn up. If he takes, I take, so no. So we'll have to take my queen. Then I just take. And he would take. Play it nice and slow. I am up a rook now. Just trade everything off. Trade the queens. Go there. Potentially win that. Or win this, defended by that. And yeah. Okay. If I take with the queen, I can then take on a2 with the queen. What if he starts defending there? I mean, I'm not too worried about this, right? There. And I can just take with this one. Reheat. b3. I take. No, b3. He has to take. I have to take. He takes. Nice and slow. I'm up a rook. Just trade everything. He makes his way there. I just take on a2. He takes b4. I move there. Nope. His turn. His turn. He moves c7. I move there. He moves. I take. That's no issue. I move. So he's down here now. I move. He has to take. Surely has to take. And then I take Mac. He promotes. I take him. I've got 2 rooks. He's got 5 pawns. I've got 3 pawns. Because that b3 will die. What if he goes e1? e1. Take. Right, I take on a2. I just want to trade the queens off now. That's all I want to do. Just trade the queens. He'll go. Okay. I now go here. Here to attack d4 and prevent this. Or do I go b8? I think this makes more sense, right? Yeah, because then I just take his queen if he moves down, and then... Okay. He moves there. He moves there. He moves into the only open file. I take his queen. He rolls his pawn. I take his queen. He moves down here. He moves down to d6 to defend this pawn. I move up to attack that. He rolls his pawn. Check there. Check. Oh. Check. He moves. Gonna move that. Right, what's wrong with b1? There, check. I move my pawn up. Am I missing a mate? Am I about to get mated? I can see this as a check. And I think moving my pawn up would be... No, because then you can just move there to check. So I would move down. Then he moves there to check. I move over. There, trade the queens. And what if he doesn't go for it? I take the pawn. We'll move this up. I think I win a pawn here if he doesn't trade, right? I'm not pinned. You can move there to attack my queen, but I'm gonna move my queen there anyway. I think that makes sense for him to go to c3 and then move his pawn, but he moves, I move, he moves his pawn. That's not a threat, right? There. He has to take me back. Because I take his rook first. Right. Moves that to defend this. One, two, 1, 2, 3. One, two, oh, 1, 2, yeah. He moves to defend. Even that is good. He moves down to attack. I take.
This is web. I should have studied endgames. I win the pawn. He moves there, I move there, he moves there. I move there. Take the pawn. Right? Take, check. He moves closer there. This plan. No, no, no. Take. What's this? Check. Moves down. Check. Take. Can take this way or that way. I win that pawn, either way. Because if he takes, I take. He takes. This one. And now I go down here. Oh no, I should have gone f8.
Okay, that's fine. He goes G4. I just need to not draw, not stalemate. I swear to God. Oh, I've got 15 minutes to not stalemate this. Has he got a move? Yes. There. What happens now? Or I move down. He moves up. You can't. There. Move the rook away. Move my king close. I think. Right? Move my rook away. He's going to move there. I move there. Alright, let's try that. I need to move close to the pawn. Wow, I can't believe this. Endgames. Endgames, that's all I'm studying from now on. I swear to God. Endgames. I swear to God. I need to bring my king close. And then I can just take. What if he moves here? Then I move there. Then he moves there. Then I move there. Then that's fine. And then I know how to mate him with just a rook and a king. So I just need to get rid of that pawn. And I feel like this wouldn't have been enough. Okay, that's fine. There. What then? You can move there. So, all this is blocked. No. So I move there. Blocked, blocked, blocked. He has to make a move. Has to be there. Has to be there. Has to be there. Has to be there. I move my king up. Protecting this. So, this doesn't matter. And I'm protecting this. So I need to move over. Yeah. Because I'm protecting all this. Need to hedge it somehow. And then even if he moves his pawn, I can grab it. I can grab his pawn no matter what, while defending my... Oh! That's fine. I got it now. Oh, God. How'd you spell nuisance? Nuisance. Oh. Well, that went well. I hate chess. What a joke of a game. Wow. Well. Well, finally won a second one. Nice. Okay, well, see you next week for round 7. Oh god, that was stressful.